trick that I'll share with you. I can choose a better way with every little thought I think. If I wake up with a bad attitude, I fill my mind with gratitude. I give thanks for everything with every little thought I think. I can choose to be happy, choose to be free, moment by moment. It's all up to me, 'cause what I think about, I bring about. That's the way it is, and there is no doubt. Day by day, I pave the way with every little thought I think.
Hello and welcome. I am so glad you're here. I'm Beth, a creator-based coach with CMH Coaching for Life. I'm here today to help you and those you love create a life you feel grounded and at home in. Think of a life where you feel peace, love for those around you, and in a flow with just enough challenge to keep you happy and creating something wonderful. Sounds like magic, but it's not. You can create that life every single day. You can have a life full of love, excitement, hope, and creation. Our mission at CMH Coaching is to flood the earth with light through compassion, mindfulness, and hope. And I'm going to ask a favor of you. If you like what you see and hear today, think of someone you know that would enjoy and benefit from this message. Our mission is to flood the world with compassion, mindfulness, and hope. Share this with them. But for now, this is time just for you. So settle into whatever you're doing and enjoy this time with the girls, where we create that one awesome, amazing, perfect life every one of us is seeking.
What you thinking? What you thinking? What you thinking? What you thinking? You gotta watch your thinking. Watch your thinking. Watch your thinking.
Hey, y'all, we are really glad you're here. And this was such a fun thing to talk about. I'm Beth from CMH Coaching for Life, and I'm here with, hear the angels sing, Jennifer DeRoos is back in the house.
Yay!
And Jacine Bonnet. Yes. So glad that we're all back together again. It's been weeks, and we have really missed being together. But just something for y'all to think about as listeners. Just take a second. I know you've seen it. Somebody, like we had a gal in our mastermind group not too long ago who came into mastermind group, and just looking at her on the call, she was glowing. And we were like, hey, how was your week? What's up? And she just lit up like a Christmas tree. And she's like, okay, I never thought this would happen. I'm 64 years old. I had determined I was going to be single the rest of my life, but I met somebody. And she was just amazing. And it just so good. So glow in the dark, like the Christmas tree.
Wow.
So why do you think? What is that? And can we bottle it? Because, wouldn't that would sell like nobody's business. What do you guys think it is? Why do people, and I've seen it too in people who buy a new car. It's not as dramatic, but they'll buy a new car and they're all lit up. And even lesser with the power, but did you ever find the pair of perfect shoes? And they feel good on your feet, right? There's a real lift there too. But really, when people fall in love, it's just so marked. Why do you think it is?
I think it gives us value and purpose. And as I was actually pondering this earlier today, it reminded me of, it was a story told, I think, back in the 1960s, Johnny Lingo, and it was.
Oh, I love Johnny Lingo.
Yes, from the Polynesian islands, and it's called The 8-Cow Wife. And the premise is that he has a childhood friend that she loses her. She doesn't have a mom. She has her dad, and she's not treated very kindly. And her father is not very loving. He's kind of the town drunk.
He's vocally abusive too. He cuts her down all the time.
All the Mahana, you ugly. I mean,
yes,
honestly.
Mahana, you ugly. That was
Mahana,
like her
you
name.
ugly. come down from the tree. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
remember that. I haven't seen it for a long, 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 long time.
No, but
But
Mahana, you ugly really stuck with me. And she
oh,
didn't take care of herself. Her hair was all uncombed and there were briars in her hair. And
right.
she didn't stand up straight. She internalized. She was Mahana, you ugly.
Yes, she became that. And the villagers did not treat her nicely. The children were not kind to her. But when she and Johnny were together, they were best friends. He ends up on a merchant ship and learns to be this incredible tradesman and trader. And he had promised to come back, and year after year, he didn't come back. And she had waited for her best friend. Well, when he comes back for her, um, he goes to her father and says, I want to marry Mahana and I will give you 8 cows. Now,
Which
1 or 2 cows was normal. If somebody was very beautiful, that was maybe 3, 4 cows max. But
nobody had ever had 8 cows. That was exorbitant.
yes, no one. And the village people were, how can this be? Mahana was like, I don't understand. She didn't know that it was him. And you fast forward um, to somebody who's checking into this story that's from the islands, and they're speaking with this beautiful woman. And, oh, sorry. And it's
It's
Mahana, you know?
beautiful. It's
Yeah,
Mahana. Yeah. And
beautiful.
her whole
Yes,
countenance has changed. She's
yes.
standing with grace and with poise and with confidence. She's a completely different person.
She's completely different. And to me, as I thought about that and pondered that, I thought about the value that when we feel loved and we feel valued, it can't help. It's one of those truths that just is, right? It
Yeah.
just is. And I know I've experienced that with people that weren't especially beautiful, but as I got to know them, oh my gosh, they were some of the most beautiful people I've ever known in my life. Yeah. So,
And I don't know if you notice or not, but people are more attractive to you the more value you see in them.
mm,
I don't know if you've ever seen somebody on the street or seen someone in a group and not really thought much about it, but after you got to know them a little bit better, you don't see what you originally saw.
no.
You see what's inside, and they're so much more attractive because their beauty shines forward. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so going back to the question, why do people in love look so much more beautiful? So first thought is because they feel valued.
Hmm.
Okay.
Seen, yeah, valued, seen.
I think
Because they
along
feel seen. What do you think,
I
Jen?
think along that line is also like um because I know we've all felt that at some point in the sense of like I've been chosen, I've been
I've
picked.
been
Mhm.
chosen.
Isn't
Mhm.
that like an amazing feeling? Oh, they picked me for the
Mhm.
team, or like
They
this
did, they
person has
picked
picked
me.
to love me. Yeah, and it actually I want him to pick me to love me. It's like it's so I think a lot of it has to do with you said, this external validation, but also it's like that I was chosen.
Oh, I
I
love
was
that.
chosen. I was seen, and they still wanted me.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yes.
They see me and they still want
Even
me.
And they
though,
still
even
want
though.
me. Yeah. Okay, so think about back when you first fell in love. I met my husband when I was 14, y'all. We've been together almost 50 years. And I remember being addicted to him because
Mhm.
of the feeling that I felt. Do you remember falling in love, puppy love, teenage love?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
because everything was right in my world. Like I could do anything when we were together. And so,
Mhm.
one of the things that we were talking about in Coaching Clear this morning was this feeling of infinite possibility. You take the feeling of love. Another word for love can be compassion. Compassion is a special kind of love.
Mhm.
And you observe that compassionate love with mindfulness. So you take compassion, you take mindfulness. And what does compassion plus mindfulness equal? Hope. And so
Mhm.
when you are chosen, when you have that first, oh my gosh, they saw me and they wanted me, this feeling of possibility wells up, and there is so much hope for the future. Think about when you fell in love with your guy. Tell me about when you fell in love with your guy.
Well, I have kind of, I think, kind of a funny story on that because
Do
yes, I
tell.
understand the like, okay, there's the hope, but I went to like a little bit of frustration and a little bit of despair because I didn't know
Why
he,
am I not surprised,
I don't,
friend?
well, because it was like, we had gone on this perfect date and everything was perfect and he didn't kiss me. And so I thought, I guess we're supposed to just be friends. But in his
Oh,
mind, he was freaked out, knowing like,
because you were that amazing and he was afraid to
exactly,
touch you.
exactly. And so it was
Yes.
kind of like, I had already had the feeling like if this man does not ask me to marry him, my life is over. So that was like, that's where I went. That was the story. That was my despair. That was like no possibility
That's
because you
right.
didn't
No
kiss me,
possibility.
because he
No
didn't.
hope.
So that's what I was like. I was a little chuckling because I'm like, well, I kind of went the other direction until he actually kissed me. And then I went
But
the
then
other
when he kissed
direction.
you, then what happened?
Oh, I went to the whole other thing. Like, he is not getting out of my sight. We are gonna like, it was like, this is the one type thing. So it was just kind of funny how I went teeter tottered on that one. I went to the depths of despair because I really felt like this is supposed to be, my husband or the one that I wanted to spend the rest of my life with. And he had
Yeah,
no interest to me to where, oh, he has interest in me. And then I went to the other side. So that was just, I was
that
like,
is
I
so
was
fun.
all over the place on that one. So
Well, and it was so intense. All of it was so intense.
of course, when you're young.
Same way. We dated for 3 months before he put his arm around me. We didn't
Oh,
even hold hands for the first 3 months. And I'm like, does he even like me? But he kept trying. And then when he finally did, and once we got married and we were older and I asked him about it, he said, it was just, I didn't want you to run away.
exactly. Yeah. No,
Ah.
I didn't want to
Yeah,
scare
it
you.
was just so special for me. I didn't want you to run away. And I'm like, okay,
Mm.
okay. What about Mark, JC? What was it like with Mark?
I'm going to fast forward to we're 25 years into our marriage. Things have gotten hard, and we're at this dividing point in our marriage where are we going to stay or are we going to go? Right.
Mhm.
And we just decide, you know, yeah, we could part and both be fine. We could. But
Yeah. You
we're
are
actually,
independent. You would
yeah,
take care, to be able to take care
yeah,
of yourself. There wouldn't be, yeah,
right. We had raised our
strong
kids.
adults.
I mean, right. And it was a really hard time in our life, but we decided, that we're better together. So how do we and can we fall back in love? Can
Yes,
we have those feelings again?
yes,
And yeah, and how, like you kind of have the hope. Yes, I hope we can.
yes.
But what's it gonna take? And and it didn't happen right off, but it was interesting because I was traveling a lot for work at that time, and I was down in California, and I did one of the like Airbnb places because it was like this really cool destination to place to stay. And so I
Uh-huh.
stayed in the main house of this Spanish, um, uh,
Hacienda.
yeah,
Hacienda?
hacienda, but it was an estate. And
Mm,
so this guy, their family
oh
had
no,
rented out rooms in this estate, and then you all had breakfast together, all of the people. But I mean, it was just
it
lovely. And we
wasn't what
started
you
seeing.
wanted. Yeah.
Oh, it was lovely. No, I was excited
Oh,
about it.
okay, good.
Yeah, I
Okay.
was excited. It was incredible. And so I was staying there, and that was my home base and going out to the clinics from there. So as I was a little early for breakfast. And so the um, owner who was there preparing breakfast, we got to talking and sharing. And I was just sharing, Mark and I had been married at that point like 27 years and just talking about. And he looked at me and he said, "You are beautiful, and you are beautiful because you are so in love."
Oh my goodness.
Right? And so at that point, it was one of those incredible things. Like we had been working for 2 years to put this back together. And he saw it. And because of my words and everything else, but he saw that I was in love. And so at that moment, I think having somebody acknowledge that and sharing that
Mhm.
with Mark, we were like, "Oh, we are,
We
yay!"
really are
You
in
know,
love. We
yes,
did it.
yes. And then you start seeing and holding hands and seeing the beauty and it changes over time. Yeah, that early stuff is early, but we can have some of those same feelings again. Like you can fall in love over and over and over again. Yeah,
One of
Jason,
the
I love about what the story you described is that how you two chose each other again.
we did.
I'm just sitting here thinking about like my own walk in in my marriage. I'm like, there have been times too where we've had to choose each other again.
yes,
I think that's the key. It's like
that's
because you
really
fall in the
important.
love and you have all that happiness and everything, but then you can still have that to a different like depth by choosing each other again and again. I love that. It's beautiful.
Yeah. It's a deeper, more constant, softer kind of
Mhm.
love over time than the
Mhm.
kind of like the adrenaline rush at the beginning.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's more like in Coaching Clear, it was said it's not like the adrenaline, but and it's almost like you don't even notice what it feels like to be in love until
Mhm.
you're apart. And then you realize how much you miss
Mhm.
Yes.
because you become accustomed to that feeling of being loved and that safety and that contentment that is
Mhm.
there. So there's a challenge then for us to be present in the
Yeah.
people who love us. And it might not be a husband, it might be a child, it might be a dog, but to be present with the love that we feel will bring us that possibility and that hope that we're looking for that sometimes we're missing when we get up first thing in the morning, right? Or when we have struggle at work or whatever, but the idea is we can contribute to that feeling for ourselves in our life. And with that love that we can contribute to in the way we're thinking about it, the way we're looking at it, then we can feel the hope
Mhm.
again. And the maybe not infinite possibilities, maybe it's just an inkling of a possibility, but we
Mhm.
can feel it again because we can choose that by being present. And so just a thought, if you didn't feel loved today, kind of go back and remind yourself of the places where you have been loved in your life. Everybody's got a good thought somewhere in there, and find it and bring it up and bask, maybe fan the flame of it a little bit. Bask in that and cultivate it. Like JC, and like you said with Mark, you had to work at it
You did. Yeah.
and
We had to-
really, but remembering how much you are and you have been loved
Mhm.
in your life. What are you thinking, Jen? I can see something bubbling.
I yes, I'm thinking lots of things, but I'm thinking about like all the stuff we're talking about is basically relationships
Yes.
Mhm.
and these like what we've talked about is in an extent like looking for external validation of the relationship that we're having, or what we're in and everything to give us that like validation that we're loved or that we're cared for, that we're chosen and things like that. And that's good, but what I'm thinking about is we can take these same principles and apply them to loving ourselves. Because I know a
Uh-huh.
lot of people have that problem with accepting and loving self and having compassion for self.
Yes.
And so we can apply those to us so that yes, it's nice to have these external validations, but to be solid and content, we should be able to give those to ourselves first. And it's not like a selfish, egotistical love. It's
Oh,
like
no, it's not.
compassion.
It's definitely that self-compassion, that Kristen Neff teaches about taking
Mhm.
care, giving yourself that extra love, whether it's here on your heart or it's a self hug. it's definitely a compassionate thing to do for yourself. There's
Yeah,
nothing
because
wrong with it.
having that
Not
relationship
so.
with yourself. But you can also apply all these to just in, like you say, any relationship that's important to you.
Okay, so let's talk about a few things that we could do. The one that we just talked about was remembering times previously when you have been loved. And we have something that we work with in CMH coaching. It's called rehearse and remember. And so the suggestion, if you got the self-care, summer self-care email this morning, was to take the time to make a list, to actually write down the times when you felt really loved. I felt really loved in the third grade when it was the last day of school and my parents were there and I felt this really loved. And then have that in a list, things that
Mhm.
you can go back and rehearse in your mind and remember and feel again. I think that rehearse and remember of remembering when you are loved can be incredibly valuable. But what do you guys do when you need to feel more loved?
Hug myself.
Yeah, I know. I love it. And I really
Oh,
love the suggestion
yes,
from Kristen Neff of just
yes.
rubbing my arm. Yeah, now it's become a tell for me when I come in and Jen will see this and she's like, okay, what's up? Like, stop, nothing's up. She's like, you're rubbing your arm. I can see. What's up? Tell me.
Yeah. You may not even realize something's up, but yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no. And a
Right.
lot of times I haven't, and you've walked through with me, and I'm like, oh yeah, I am bothered about that. And just getting it out really helped.
For
Hmm.
me, it's when I like I understand my thoughts are in a not very nice place or a negative space. Then I'm all
Yes.
like, oh wait a minute, I am focusing on what is not there, what I don't have, and all that stuff. And so it's the rehearse and remember that
Hmm.
helps me with my brain how it's wired to say, no, you have some good stuff. You're just forgetting
Yeah,
about it
let's
now.
remember the good
Yeah.
stuff.
And I mean, you've called me out on that a lot, which I appreciate. I'm like, thank you. I needed to shift that because I'm just
And we
wandering.
just, yeah, but we don't realize it. That's why we need friends in community that are working on the same kind of things. That's the beauty with Coach and Clear for us because we're together a couple of times a week working on the same kind of stuff.
Hmm.
And everybody, we realized today when we finished the session that all four of the women in the session all had the same challenge. And it had been going on over the last 4 months, 5 months, for some just a little bit longer, but everyone was working on the same thing. And it was like, how did we not notice that as we were going through it?
Right.
All we knew was it made such a difference to come and talk and clear together and to get coached. And now that everybody's it's all kind of in the rear view mirror, everybody's like, oh, well, yeah, that's why it was so helpful because we all had a common challenge. And I think that is not by coincidence. I think that God puts
God
us in
design.
the
Yeah.
women that can help us. Yeah, yeah,
I was
really.
I was I was thinking also about a time a few years ago. My older brother, my dad died at age 48, and my older brother carried around a lot of animosity towards my dad because at that point in time they were were butting heads,
Oh,
and so in his mind, right, he just could not remember any time that he and dad had ever had a good relationship. And,
yeah,
dad had always been hard on him. And it was all of the stories that he had in his mind. And I remember finding a picture because I didn't remember that with my brother. I'm like, we had lots of fun times with
yeah,
dad. He, like, he took you and your buddies like out water skiing all the time. He did this, did hikes with you. But he still wasn't getting it. But I came across a picture and my brother was 16 years old at the time, and he was sitting on my dad's lap and
oh,
they were
at a
laughing.
16, oh my gosh.
And he's sitting on my dad's lap and they're laughing. And so I sent that picture to him and he's like, it was what clicked, right? So sometimes we need the visual as well. So
Yes,
find pictures of joy, of times when you felt loved. Go through and find those pictures. And if you
yeah,
have to have, just like you have songs that make you happy, maybe you have a picture album whether it's on your phone or the hard copies, maybe
Mhm.
you have pictures that remind you of being loved, times
Yes.
that you felt loved or you felt like it just felt like love. I think that's really important as well for
I
those
want
of
to
us.
I want to piggyback something off of that, JC, because I had to do that um, because I feel that I grew up in a family that was difficult. We had our challenges and things like that, and I went through an anger period, and I did the whole grief thing, and everything. But I got to a point where I couldn't remember the good times,
Mm.
and I can remember. Heavenly Father, just kind of telling me, there were good times. And I'm like, well, then you're going to have to help me remember those good times. And that was in my prayer, bring
Right.
those things to my
Help me
remembrance.
remember.
It's remember, that remember part of things, because I can't remember. And, I didn't want to look at pictures, and things like that. And so involving
Mm.
your creator in helping you with like, remember, tell me when I was loved, show me when I was loved, because
Mm.
I'm not seeing it right now. And I know he
Right.
will, because that's what
Oh,
helped me.
yeah.
Because I could list the horrible stuff, but I
Right.
was so like, like narrow-minded and had side blinders on, that I couldn't see the good. And we teach here at CMH coaching, it's a 50-50 life. Sometimes it may feel 80-20, but it's,
Sometimes
Or
it might feel
averages out.
2080.
so, but
It averages out.
it never stays, it never
Right.
stays. It's always
It
in
came
motion.
to pass.
Yeah, and so that is also something I wanted to add to JC. Like the visual thing is, yeah, but also there's can be also on that spiritual side of things that can even help affect your mind when you feel like you can't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I saw JC doing a little essential oil as we were getting
Yes.
started.
Yes.
One of the suggestions this week is take this thought: you are loved unconditionally by many.
Mm.
And try it on. What's your heart say? You are loved unconditionally by many. My heart goes, "Oh," and then it comes up with reasons that just can't be true, right?
Yes.
Right? Okay, so you are loved unconditionally by many. If you can't quite get that, try a counter thought. Just, I am wanted, or I am welcomed, or I am deeply loved, and try the counter thought that feels almost possible.
You
I
know
am
what's
wanted
going
is
to
a good one.
use with that is
That's
just change the beginning of it. I am open to
Oh,
exploring
yes.
that I
right.
am. Just
There's another. I am
start
open to
little.
believe that I am.
Yeah.
Right. But Jacine with the oils, she had it. Use an oil. Try like a super burst of energy with a nice inhalation of lavender, perhaps, or
Mm-hmm.
vanilla. Or if you don't have essential oils, grate citrus, grate a lemon, or grate an orange. And as you're practicing, I am open to feel deeply loved, or
Mm-hmm.
I am welcomed, wanted, and deeply loved. Maybe you can do that, but breathe that in, because when you breathe that in, that calms the fight, flight, freeze part of your brain and
Yes.
lets it come in. And you can believe it the next time you think it. It's a really physical change. We all deserve to feel loved.
We do.
It's who we are. We have come to be loved, and we are come to love others. And so we want that compassion or that love, and we want to be mindful of feeling it and being aware of it so that we do have the hope, because our world really needs hope right now.
It does.
It just really needs to know that things will be better. Everybody needs it. We all need hope. And if not infinite possibility, at least some possibilities, right?
Yeah.
And cultivating that compassion will do it. So when you see folks around who are in love, or even look in love, try and rehearse it and remember it for yourself. Make that list.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys want to add to that?
Mm-mm.
Then tell us about book club, Jacine.
There really hasn't been anything going on except people
It's been
just
quiet for the summer.
quiet. Yep.
Mhm.
So yeah, and if y'all want to join, that would be great because I don't know how many people are going to come back or if we'll continue it.
Oh,
So we're kind
okay.
of at
So
that change place. Yeah.
yeah, I know. CMH coaching is at that change place too, and it's really
Yeah.
exciting to see where we're going with it.
Mhm.
All right. So if somebody wants to do book club, then what's the best way to let us know?
Um, just via your text if it's coming out, and then on the Monday morning inspiration. Yeah.
Yeah, you could respond. If you get the Monday morning text message, you can respond to that. It'll come right to us and say, I want to do book club. If you get the Monday morning inspiration email, you can respond to that. If you don't get them, go to cmhcoaching.com. Just sit there for a minute till the pop-up comes up and sign up for them.
Mhm.
Or you can always just send right to cmhcoaching.com. You can send to Beth at cmhcoaching. It'll come right to me. And let us know that you want to be part of book club. And we'll put you right in the circle. We're looking at reading Allison Cook's new book in September,
Yeah.
The
Mhm.
Secure Soul, which I just think is going to be so amazing. And there's just always great things to think about and to talk about. And you'll be with like-minded women. There's no charge for it. You just got to show up, you know,
Right.
and come join us. Yeah, that would be really, really fun. Would love it.
Yeah.
Gosh, it's good to have everybody back. You guys, Jen, we really missed you. So,
I
We
missed
have.
I missed my life this past few months. It's been rough, but
I know it's been a hard summer, but we're really glad that you're feeling better and that you're coming back. So, till next week, when we're going to cross our fingers, when we will all be together again. Thank you for joining us, and we will talk again in a week. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
I can choose to be happy, choose to be free, moment by moment. It's all up to me, 'cause what I think about, I bring about. That's the way it is, and there is no doubt. Day by day, I pave the way with every little thought I think.
Hey, thanks for joining us today in A Creator-Based Life. I hope you felt that compassion, mindfulness, and hope you came seeking today. You can find more of it at cmhcoaching.com or on Linktree/cmhcoaching. Of course, any social media outlet, we're there too. Because you felt the benefit and light in this message, please invite those you care deeply about to join us. Help us to create a ripple effect across the globe of compassion, mindfulness, and hope. Then we can create a creator-based life together. Have a great week, y'all. We'll talk to you soon.
Dude, I just feel